Alright, you guys, what is up? This is China Connor. You are about to watch another Wi-Fi battle video. I hope you all like the new overlay that I made. It's a little bit of an upgrade to my previous one that I had going on in my last video, which you should check out because I had 3 double downs in my previous video. Those were some awesome ones. Go check it out. It's battle number 82, and with that, let's get on to battle number 83, I think. Yeah, here we go. This is a match that I had with Ruinsway, aka Flare. I wanted to try out this Bisharp here. Bisharp is a really awesome Pokemon, one of my favorites from Gen 5. It has Swords Dance, Substitute, Iron Head, and Sucker Punch. So I immediately go for the Substitute as he switches out from Glaceon to Lucario. Of course, Lucario is a fighting type, which means it's going to be super effective against Bisharp. I end up going for Sucker Punch so that I can put some damage onto Lucario before he hits me back. I was expecting him to have close combat because that's a common move on that thing, right? Close combat, unless you're carrying a special set, which means it has Aura Sphere. But most Lucario are physical. Anyways, though, I'm going to switch out expecting him to switch because his defenses are lowered. But he ends up going for another close combat on my Talonflame. That does a decent chunk for me being resisted by it. And so now I'm expecting him to switch. Otherwise, he's going to get KO'd by a Brave Bird or a Flare Blitz. I think Flare Blitz because it's super effective. I think Brave Bird is neutral. So we're going to Roost Up. As he switches into his Mr. Mime, I really don't like Mr. Mime that much. So we're just going to go for a Brave Bird and just hopefully we can take him out. But he lives with 1 HP. I think that's what my opponent told me. Yeah, that was so close. I don't know how he lived it. It's like having an imaginary focus sash. So anyways, he goes for Reflect, and I was expecting him to set up the other screen, but he doesn't go for it, goes for a Dazzling Gleam instead. Then we're going to finish him off with a Brave Bird. The Dazzling Gleam actually did a nice chunk too because I resisted it and it did almost to what Close Combat did, so I was really surprised about that. Or, in my opinion, I think it's Talonflame's defenses. Anyway, so I took out the Mr. Mime. Now I was expecting the Dark Pulse from Greninja, but he smartly chooses to go for Surf. Hits my Bisharp for a good amount there, and I was like, no, I really want to use my Bisharp some more, so we're going to switch out again. I'm going to go into Ursaring, which has the Quick Feet. Quick Feet is awesome, but at the same time, I wish I had Guts in this battle. There's a lot of trade-offs when it comes to 2 abilities that might benefit Ursaring. Now my Flame Orb activates as he switches out into Mr. Magius. I think he was expecting the Facade, which was a good play on his part once again. I take unnecessary burn damage, but that wouldn't matter if I went for Crunch on the first turn. I would have done the same, but if I went for Crunch on the first turn, I would have probably taken out the Mr. Magius. He goes for the Nasty Plot. That's scary, but at the same time I have Quick Feet. There we go, that's one of the trade-offs. I get to outspeed faster foes like Mr. Magius. I scare him out, goes back into Knuckles, his Lucario. I go for another Crunch, just in case he wanted to stay in. But I think he wanted to preserve his Mr. Magius somewhat. Now what's nice is I can outspeed the Lucario as well. I have Close Combat to finish the job here. Of course, Close Combat can be bred by Ursaring, or in other words, Ursaring can be bred Close Combat, however you want to say it, which is a nice niche in my opinion. If you didn't get it, then I wouldn't have taken out the Lucario, we'll say. But we get another double down. Those are the best types of downs. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to watch battle number 82 again. Go watch it, you guys. I'm serious about it. It was really awesome, all based on double downs. But anyway, so he has a Glaceon still, and I have my Espeon going for light screen. Fantastic stuff there. I set it up, and I believe that he missed his Blizzard. Now, expecting him to hail on the next turn, I switch into Bisharp. This is awesome. Now I can hit him with an Iron Head. Hopefully we can flinch him, because apparently this doesn't take him out. Fortunately, I score a flinch on the Glaceon. That's really, really nice. But here I make a misplay, which ends up not being one. Here's why. I go for Sword Stance instead of going for the Iron Head to knock out the Glaceon. But he goes for Blizzard. Since the hail is up, he can hit that thing for 100 accuracy. But it turns out that I live that Blizzard, and that means I get a free Sword Stance off. I guess that was an accident, but at the same time, it's like, I'm happy I did that. He goes for Barrier on the next turn, expecting me to Sucker Punch. I really should have gone for that Iron Head again as well, but it turns out not mattering too much, which I like, I guess. Anyways, though, I'm going to go for Iron Head this time, finally. It took me a long time there, but I finally get a chance to go for Iron Head. Interestingly enough, my opponent switches out. I really believe that he should have stayed in, Death Foggered his Glaceon, so that way he can have a free switch in to the Typhlosion instead of just bringing it in on Iron Head, because I go for Sucker Punch on the next turn. Had he left in Glaceon, he could have lived the Sucker Punch or the Iron Head, and then he could have taken me out with an Eruption or Flamethrower or a Fire Blast. That's my opinion, and I truly believe that it was a much better idea, but my opponent did that, and so we're not going to worry about it now. He switches into his Greninja, of course. I don't have a direct answer for this thing. I have Haxorus. I guess having a free switch in is a much better idea at this point, because again, I don't have anything for Greninja. I go for Dragon Dance. I was really, really surprised to find out that I outsped the Greninja, because I thought Greninja was faster. But I have 31 IVs. I totally forgot. Here he gets a Freeze Hats, but I have a Lumberry, which I use for confusion. When I go for outrages, I get confused, that sort of thing. Yeah, you get it? Alright. But I got frozen, so I can't snap out of confusion right away. But for now, we're going to go for outrage. My opponent decides to Death Fogger his Miss Magius and his Glaceon, which I find a little bit odd. I don't know. It could have been the much better solution there, but I can't tell for now. I go for another outrage, take out the Glaceon, and this is where I get confused. Had I had the Lumberry, I would have snapped out of confusion and won this battle. Not saying that I'm going to lose this battle, because I'm not done yet. I have like 2 Pokemon left. I get confused, I see things in Greninja. I hit myself in confusion, of course. Hits me with an Ice Beam, and I go down. Darn it, I don't know. I guess Shiny Haxorus has to go down for the day. Who knows? I go into Ace the second. I'm like, okay, now I can just hit him with a Brave Bird and seal the battle. But it turns out that he's going to live this Brave Bird, which I find interesting, because what my opponent told me is that he had some defense EVs. I'm like, are you serious? You never invest in defense unless they're a bulky set. But apparently it works out for him, because he lives it and goes for Surf and knocks me out. My final Pokemon is Queen Candy, my Slurpuff. Fully invested in defense. I know I can live an Ice Beam because I'm HP bulky, and that means I can finish off the Greninja with the Draining Kiss. All because I got hit in confusion from Haxorus. Oh well, but that was a fun match in my opinion. I got to try out some new Pokemon, or I should say just Bisharp, because that's the only thing I wanted to try out. I just bought random things on my PC boxes. Anyways though, hope you all enjoyed this video. There should be a video going on later this week. I might try going for an upload on Monday because it's Memorial Day. I have the day off and everything. So hopefully we can do that. But if I can't, then I will be actually on Wednesday. Hopefully, yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend, a great rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye, cheers.